This is the ALGO one-year overview reading for the year 2024. It's currently October 31st, 2023, 7:35 p.m. Eastern Time. ALGO, or Algorand at the time of this reading, is currently just over 10 cents at 0.1094, and that's USD. The shuffle video that we're about to play for you was created on October 25th, 2023 at 12:48 p.m. Eastern Time. That's this video down here in the corner. So the overall theme and behavior for ALGO in 2024 is very bullish, guys. It's a rally increasing with momentum moving forward in time, as indicated by the Prince of Wands. It is crossed with some erratic behavior back and forth through the same price level. In the midst of that erratic behavior back and forth through the same price level, we'll revisit at least one opportunity, usually at a crest, sometimes at a trough, sometimes both. But it'll be in the midst of erratic behavior back and forth through the same price level. Behavior around the highest high. We may have like 3 pokes through the same price level throughout the year, followed by like a sharp drop off of the third poke. Either that or around the highest high, there's going to be 3 pokes through a resistance level, followed by a sharp decline off of that third poke. And then behavior around the lowest low. The low for the year of 2024 is going to be an important technical price level on a multi-year scale. So look out for a price level on a multi-year scale when trying to determine if we met the low or not. It goes pretty well with the 10-year reading that we have here. The Strife card and the Lust card both appear in 2024, as well as the high card. These green highlights indicate high correlations for the 10-year period. So we should see a high here in 2024, especially based on the fact that we haven't really seen this move ending, this fast sudden move higher ending this period of sideways rotation. We're still kind of seeing the sideways rotation here. And remember, with the 10-year, you have to give it like plus or minus a year. So we're most likely going to see the 10-year high here in 2024. We also have some notes where we have indicated that from a past reading, ALGO in 2024 will be greater than $2.80. Again, that's USD. All right, so guys, with the 1 year, what's important to remember is that not each card's energy is going to line up perfectly with 2 weeks of time. And these cards going from left to right across the screen, they each represent about 2 weeks of time. This is January, this is February, March, April, May, June, July, and so on. But you got to remember, not each card's energy will line up perfectly with 2 weeks of time. So you have to give it about 2 weeks wiggle room here or there. The timing will be pretty much accurate, but there will be moments maybe where it's off a little bit. In cases like that, make sure to follow the sequence of events, and that'll keep you on track. I just want to make sure everybody's aware the whole purpose of the channel, guys, is to transmute some of the competitive energy of the stock market into goodwill. And we do that by following the rule of karma, which is the unwritten agreement between people who are profiting from this information and the channel and the universe. The universe will not allow this information to be used solely for selfish purposes. You must make sure to follow through on the rule of karma, or the universe will shut you off from the flow through this channel post haste. Just be warned, my friends. Make sure to follow it. And the rule is 5% of the profit should be donated back to the channel here as one of these links as a form of thank you. 5% of the profit should be donated forward to one of these charities to pay it forward, keep the flow of abundance going through the universe. It leaves you with 90% of the money. Make sure to spend that money out of love. As long as you do that, you've followed the rule of karma. For following those rules, the universe considers you an angel investor, and it's going to send it back to you tenfold through this channel, my friends. So we have a period of sideways rotation in early January where we have a sharp drop in that period of sideways rotation that'll stand out, and that sharp drop takes us probably to a low. A lot of price change covered to meet that low, and that'll be the lowest low thus far for the year. There's a big move to reach the high as well, the January high, and that'll be like a breakout on a multi-day scale, to reach the high. But in late January, we have this probably the January high in late January, and we move up through a key resistance on a multi-day scale. We stay above it briefly, and then we break back down through the same price level shortly thereafter. And that may be a failed attempt to break through key resistance on a 1-year chart type scale. Either that, or we have another move here in early February to the upside to fail to break through resistance, followed by a decline through key support. Notable decline off the February high, increasing with momentum as we move forward in time into the end of the month. And it looks like the February low forms from a peak that we sell off through multiple support levels into the low. Okay, so it's hard to say if the lowest low for the year is in January or February. It may be that they're kind of like on the cusp, or maybe that we see it again first in January and then maybe on the cusp of February, March. Hard to say. It's one of those two, but the lowest low should be here in January, February. We have an important cash out opportunity in late February, and there's a notable decline at the end of the month of February to a prominent low, probably a lowest low again. No, I don't think that's the lowest low there. I think the lowest low is on the cusp of January, February. In any case, that's the strongest probable location of a lowest low. We have sideways rotation in early March and a notable move, an improbable move, and an important opportunity at the March high, which is probably the highest high of the year thus far there in March. And it forms, there's like an unexpected move to the upside. Okay, we might revisit the low again in March. It's possible. It's hard to say. Most probable, highest probability of the lowest low for the year being in January, February. We probably revisit it in March, like on the cusp of March or maybe late March. But there's a sharp drop to reach the March low and take us back to that low. And then out of the low, there's this big move to the upside, an unexpected move higher taking us to that high. And let's see how we're doing for the 2023 reading. We never completed this reading. We just didn't get around to it. There wasn't enough people asking about ALGO. But I do remember isolating at first glance where we expected a lowest low to be. This is the October-November cluster. And you can see, boom, lowest low twice. We have it here in September, and we have it here in October. And we might go lower into November, or we might have already met it. But these are really close to lowest lows for the year of 2023, my friend. We were definitely on point with that. And the 2023 reading, if you're wondering, was created October 26, 2022 at 10:44 a.m. over a year ago, my friends. Also, guys, if you're interested in the paid version, we're gonna give out all the chart behavior that we see for the year here, but we're not gonna talk about any of the trades. The trades all of the trades for ALGO in 2024 are gonna be behind a paywall, my friends. So in order to get the paid version, which is a great way to support the channel and see what best trades to make and what trades to avoid, also from like a multi-year scale, we'll look at trades, not just on a 1 year scale. You get the paid version under SO Meta Posts 1 year report. Click here to order, specify the year. specify the ticker that you're interested or the crypto symbol, add to cart. It takes about 2 to 3 weeks. All right, and then in early April, we have a period of volatility and a sharp drop that'll stand out in that period of volatility. The April high forms from a period of sideways rotation that ends with a fast sudden move higher on a multi-day scale. Behavior in late February, volatility that ends with a fast sudden move higher on a multi-day scale. And the behavior around the low for February, we have bumping along resistance sideways. The strike correlation here is also kind of like a cross-reading congruency and an important indication that we might have a highest high again here between like a highest high here in March and then another one here in April, or maybe that it's on the cusp of March, April. It's either 2 or it's 1. Hard to say. But I think we'll probably go higher even still, so it'll be like high side thus far. In early May, there's a pop and drop, like a big move higher out of a trough in the first week of May to what appears to be very likely a highest high thus far, and possibly the highest high here in May, with a big move into that price level. And then we kind of like flatten out at the high, and that's how we'll determine where that price level is. In late May, there's bearish price swings or a sharp drop off of the peak, taking us into a trough on the cusp of May, June. Matter of fact, we kind of flatten out near the low of May. The May high is a big move into the high, but we're definitely lower by the cusp of May, June. There's a big move in early June on a multi-day scale standing out to successfully, then sideways rotation, successfully turning resistance into new support. A brief peak that's easily missed, followed by a decline through multiple support levels, takes us into the June low. And it looks like the June high forms when out of a decline. There's a move from the bottom of a range all the way to the top of a range. So we might revisit the highest high thus far there in June. It's a pretty significant move to the downside in late June. Almost like probably like a multi-day decline, like a small mini failure or whatnot. I wouldn't say it's a huge failure because it's so the reading is so bullish. I don't think it's a super big deal, but it is a notable decline, and it'll take us into a notable trough for the year here in July. A lot of price change covered, and an important trough in July. The depth card indicates a significant bottom of some kind. Sometimes it's a lowest low, but I don't think that's the case in this case. I think it's probably just an important bottom. The high for July forms when we push the upper end of a multi-day range higher, and the low for July forms when rally is halted by a decline through a critical support level on a multi-day scale, or at least like a 1-year chart, and it should likely be within close proximity to like a crest that we sell off from through multiple support levels. I think we probably, like the high in July is combined into early August, so I think we probably go higher into August, like we rally out of that trough July and sideways rotation in early August, followed by a prominent move higher standing out on a 1-year chart, followed by more sideways rotation at a higher price level, a big move higher to reach the highest high for August, and that's most likely the highest price level thus far for the year. It may very well be the same price level as what we achieved here in May, or it may be higher. It's hard to say. If it's the same price level as May, then my sense is that we probably don't go higher than that. But if it's a higher price level, then we probably see that higher price level again 2 more times throughout the year. All right, so in August we have these cross-reading. We got a couple of cross-reading congruencies, right? Well, one cross-reading congruency in August. That's the 2024 card for the 10-year reading appears here. The Lust card, right? So this will be an important move to the upside, and this will probably take us to our highest high thus far. If it's not the same high as here, it'll be higher. And from that, probably the 3rd week of August at that highest high, there'll be a notable decline into late August. That notable decline offers an opportunity to open up a long position in anticipation of another rally back to the highest high again, probably on the cusp of September, October. And there'll be a notable reversal off the low here in August, so that'll stand out on a 1-year chart. It'll really stand out. Notable shakeout of some kind. It's an intentional misdirection, a false triggering of an indicator of some kind there in early September. It's hard to say exactly what it is, but be very careful in early September not to do something impulsive, because it'll be like the chart behavior, the technicals will probably be like manipulated in order to make you do something impulsive. There's that prudence card in late September as well, right? So the support level, or the low of September, is an important support level on a multi-year scale. It'll stand out on a multi-year scale, and then I'm advised to be cautious there in late September with multiple false tops or bottoms. Interesting. So there may be a drop to a lowest low here on the cusp of September, October, and that, if that's the case, that's going to be the fake out before a notable move higher in early October. We have a fast sudden move higher standing out on a multi-day scale, and we have the Ace of Wands in the high position for October's high with a significant trade opportunity there as well. The Ace of Wands, this is a trade opportunity I'll talk about in the paid version, and then sideways S formation within a channel here in late October. The low for October forms when from a crest we sell off down to and through support, do a U-shaped reversal below that support, come back and reuse that price level as support. And then it looks like we either share that highest high here on the cusp of October, November, or if this price level here in August is the same high as the price level from May, June-ish, then I would say that this price level is probably going to be the high in October, November is probably going to be the 3rd time that we touch it. But if here in August is higher than May, June-ish, then this price level is probably going to be higher too. It'll be at least as high as August. So rallying in early November, offering the same type of opportunity as October, maybe a combo there. From the November high, we decline pretty notably down to and through support to meet a second support on a multi-day scale. We bounce along that support for a bit sideways and then break down through multiple supports, and that decline continues into December, where we have a revisiting of a lowest low there in December. It'll either be the same low as October, or it'll bring us back to lowest lows. It's probably going to be the same low as October, or just a prominent low, but there'll be an important low there, probably a lowest low again, after making those highs throughout the year. A U-shaped dip in early December, big move higher mid-December. From the December high, which is probably in early December, we have a decline to and through support and meet another support, and then we rotate sideways along that support on key support that's key on like a multi-day scale. There's an important range that's highlighted in the end of December. Big move out of a decline from the December low, out of that decline to the upside. Probably December low is like early early to mid-December, and we have this big move mid-month out of it. And then the sneak preview for 2025 is the art card, which is a prominent move higher followed by a full retracement, or in cases where it follows a full bullish move with no retracement, just a full bullish move. It in some cases is just the retracement of that move higher. We'll talk about that in more detail in the paid version. With that said, guys, that's Algo for 2024. Let me know what you think by hitting that like button. If you want to see more Algo, talk about it in the comments. And as always, make sure to follow that rule of karma. It's super important. Don't get shut off from the flow of abundance through this channel. This is a blessed channel. This information comes from divine sources, my friends. So make sure not to abuse it. Follow and respect the rule of karma, and this channel will change your world, my friends. Blessings. I'll see you guys on the next one.